Hello, everybody. This is Szántai Gábor from the Hungarian History Podcast Movement. And this year, our first guest is Mr. Bordás Róbert from the Czech Republic. He is a Hungarian author writing in English and in Hungarian language. And I'm honored to have him in this podcast. And I have read his bio on Amazon, and it mentions that that the life shaped your stories from Hungary, but you are writing from Brno. Could you tell us, Robert, the story of how you ended up living there? Was it a personal, professional, or perhaps a historical pull that led you to the heart of Central Europe?
Hello to everybody. Hello, Gabor. I am honored that I was invited to this podcast. To answer your question, it was quite personal. 36 years ago, I fell in love with a Czech girl, and I moved to Brno, where I had to establish a life and struggle for prosperity in a different culture and find my new homeland. That quite resonates, actually, with the fates of my later fictional heroes.
Wow. And do you have children?
Yes, we do have. We have two daughters, 36 and 33.
Wow. Congratulations, Robert.
Adults now.
And now you have just started your writing career, haven't you?
That's correct. Although I have written from my childhood, but never published anything, unless we mention some university journals or so. Actually, my first novel was published in 2022.
I see. So you have a deep historical inspiration, and your novels are deeply rooted in your personal family history. And how did these family stories shape your own view of Hungarian history? Do you see your writing as a way to preserve a personal past, or to engage with the broader, often turbulent currents of Central European history?
Thank you for those questions. I would like to mention three things here. I'm fascinated with a mix of cultures, and I strongly believe that living in them builds a tolerance for different opinions and make you see the historical events in a more balanced way. The other thing is that I am an avid genealogist, trying to find my roots also through research. I have found quite a lot of inspiration. And the third thing to mention is that I like to be inspired by simple common people's fates in the backdrop of turbulent historical events of regions which may not be very well known to the English speaker or the English reader.
I see, and I'm sure that people are eating your books, and it is the motivation for you to write that I would like to ask you about. So what was the moment or feeling that made you transition from being a keeper of family stories to becoming a historical fiction author? Was there a specific tale from your mother or other relatives that you felt had to be told, Robert?
Yes. To mention here, it is important that history has always been my hobby, and I strive to give a view from different angles when I make up a story. I love to write stories from my childhood, as I mentioned before, and the specific real stories, partly from the mentioned genealogical research of my family, work as inspiration. I try to find the deeper underlying truth behind them that may inspire, affect, and educate the reader.
Wow, that's very interesting. And even more interesting is that you're writing for a global audience. And I see that your books are available in English on Amazon. And
that's correct.
Why did you choose to write in English, not only in Hungarian? Is it a desire to introduce these Central European histories to a wider international audience who might not be familiar with them?
I think I had to realize that more than 30 years not living with the mother tongue makes it a bit rusty. And this was one thing. The second thing was that my first book contains a history which plays around and between different nationalities. And I thought that emphasizing in a neutral language or expressing myself in a neutral language to those nationalities will increase my impartialness, or the impartialness of the story. So that were two reasons why I started writing it in English. I have to say that 95% I read in English, and because of the multinational environment I lived in, I had always I had to speak and live in English, apart from Czech, and very little Hungarian. So these are the reasons mainly.
I see. It's very good. These are very good reasons, and the world should know more about Hungary and this culture. So I think it is a gap-filling activity that you are doing, and
I hope so.
I'm very happy that your books are available, because there are very few non-academic books in English about Hungary. Everybody likes novels and lighter literature, and not everybody can read academic historical books, which are to a specific audience only, I guess. But living in Brno, you are in a city profoundly marked by history, including the painful 20th century decrees of President Benes that targeted a Hungarian minority. Unfortunately, it is when the history is facing us. In your personal interactions with non-Hungarian friends and acquaintances there in Brno, how do people react when these historical topics come up? Because in the 21st century Europe, that sometimes feels like history is resurfacing in new conflicts. Have you encountered a sense of reflection, surprise, or perhaps a desire of reconciliation regarding these past grievances?
People are taking the Benes decrets mainly from the point of German nationalities. So the current Czech person doesn't even know that it has included the Hungarian nationalities as well, because it was mainly from Slovakia, right? And after the separation in '93, Czech people think about their own history and reality mostly. Also, they do not know enough about these events, and I consider my mission to also give current people, current inhabitants, different perspectives to care and understand the complexity of our Central European common historical fate. At the same time, I am glad that also Czech authors nowadays turn to to these difficult topics. And I would mention here Kateřina Tučková's novel, Gerta, which raises a monument to the expulsion of over 30,000 German nationals from Brno after the Second World War. That was a taboo topic for a long time. It was actually a consequence of the Beneš decrets.
Wow, it's very interesting, Robert. But I think for this, if the Czech people know little or nothing about this, then the rest of the world knows even less about this. So let me just tell the people, for the sake of the truth, some information about this disgraceful moment of history, which surfaces again because many people don't know what we are talking about, I guess. So,
correct.
So
please
correct me if I am wrong, because you know more about this. I guess that after the Second World War, there was a mass deportation of German and Hungarian people from the Czechoslovakian state, and it was Beneš, a politician, a Czech politician, who composed these things, and as a result of this, hundreds of thousands of people were forced to other countries, mainly Germans from the Sudeten parts, but about 100,000 Hungarian people were forced to leave their homes behind, and it was a kind of mass discrimination. So their fields and lands were taken away. And so on. And many people were forcibly taken to the Czech part of Czechoslovakia for temporarily from Hungarian parts, as much as I know. But many of them could come back in time, couldn't they? I guess.
I think so. I don't know too much about those, and I don't know what was the selection. Who were the Hungarians who had to leave Slovakia, mainly to Hungary, who were expelled. Let's talk about the numbers. So it was, as far as I know, millions of Germans, actually about 2 million of Germans, who were expelled from the Sudets.
Ethnic cleansing.
Because they...
Yes? Hello? Please repeat it, Robert, because I couldn't hear it.
They were as a friend of the Nazis, and that was enough reason to expel somebody. For those people, it was just simply saying that they are German nationals and they felt their nationality expressed this way. In case of Hungarians, I think it was just based on their Hungarian nationality, and if they didn't express that they accept Slovak nationality, then they were bound to be expelled.
Actually,
there were actually 200,000 Hungarians,
yes, at least,
as far as I know.
At least, for example, my family was deported from Gömör County in 1946. My grandfather was a schoolmaster there, and he refused the Reslovakization process, and it was the reason. And because of his job, of course, he was a teacher, and the middle class was not very welcome. And of course, money was a question. And the whole problem now is that the present Slovak government reconfirmed this decree this year in 2026 because they want to claim Hungarian people's land based on this article. The government takes away these lands, and if somebody dares questioning this legitimacy, then the person can face half a year in jail, which is unheard of, and it's a very, very saddening thing. Hopefully, it will be resolved. Many of my Slovakian friends are upset and against these measures. But after all, I would like to ask you that what do people think in Brno about Hungarian people in general?
They are so disattached from Hungary that what they remember is that in the 70s it was a great aim to go to Hungary and to buy things that were not available in Czechoslovakia, and for them Hungarian language is more of a fun than anything else. This is how they what is their perception of Hungarians in general.
Good. So there is no hostile or bad feelings.
Absolutely not.
I am very happy about that. In Slovakia, there is a mixed feeling, unfortunately, because all the political games are being played there, and it's a very sad thing. But let's talk about your books instead, for our listeners' sake. And let's talk about your work. So, you have 3 books, Robert, on Amazon. Could you briefly guide us through them? So, the first one is The Hand We Are Dealt. It was published in 2022. It was your first book based on your mother's memoirs. What is the core emotional journey of this book, Robert? Could you tell us, please?
If I needed to make just one sentence, that would be something like, it's about a young girl's fight for independence and chasing her dreams in a multicultural region. It happens in mainly.
Hello, it happens
in saga betrayal.
Sorry, repeat it, Robert. It happens because the connection was not good. So it happens.
Okay. It happens in a multicultural region, Subcarpathia.
Yes.
Areas on her route towards this independence and trying to realize her dreams.
It's very interesting.
It is important.
Setting.
One more sentence. It is important that although it is a Second World War era or Second World War novel, but the emphasis is on the common people's perspective of the era and not on the war. That's
very important. Very important. That's what people are really interested in, I guess. And I think the new trilogy you started, the first part was The Gilded Lies, was published in 2024. What era does it dive into, and what kind of gilded world does it explore?
The expression comes partially from the so-called Gilded Age of America, which lasted approximately from 1870 to 1910, and it is characterized by a huge accumulation of wealth, industrial and economic progress that attracted millions of immigrants from Europe, actually 2 million from Hungary during this period, who mostly experienced the underbelly of this fascinating period, had to work hard in mines and factories, and really didn't see that gilded picture of that age. Also, the title Gilded Lies refers, among other reasons, to the ambiguous reality of that word, joined with personal struggle for prosperity of this immigrant family the story is about.
Wow, so you had to make lots of research about that, didn't you?
That's correct. Actually, my genealogical research inspired me because the fate of that family resembles to some of my relatives who lived and emigrated actually to the US that time. But also I had to go back to different resources and find out how it worked around Kassa, where it plays in Hungary, where the family is escaping.
I see. And which is the location in the United States where this story takes place?
So all this is included in the book. It is 10-15 kilometers from Kassa, Košice. It starts.
So it starts in Kassa, Košice, but in the United States it is continued, right? But
it is mainly in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Oh yes, that was a great center of the immigrants. So many Hungarian people live in the United States now, about 1.5 million, I guess. And do you have some feedback from those people?
Oh yes, I found my relatives through DNA research, and I am in contact with them. So I have pictures, and I have some family stories also from my third level cousins.
But I guess your readers, American Hungarians, with Hungarian roots, must be fascinated because of your book's topic.
Yes, and not only with Hungarian roots. Actually, I have met only a few readers with Hungarian roots, but I met many who wrote me how it touched. The story touched them because they have their own immigrant stories, whether they their family originated in Poland or England or Ireland, but they consider the story what I write very similar to what their grandfathers and grandmothers must have lived through.
Very good. It's very important because it's a call to action to people to discover their roots and their heritage, even though they don't speak Hungarian language, and it's all the more important that you write in English because these books are very rare, aren't they?
Yes, I think so. So, I have never wanted to jump on a wave of popular genres, but I wanted to tell what I know, and it seems it fills a gap.
Yes, and it makes all the more valuable, I guess. And then now let's talk about your latest work, The Tangled Ties, that was published in 2025. So, without spoilers, what new tensions do the characters face as the trilogy unfolds? Hello?
Now we had I didn't hear the last half sentence.
Okay, so let me start again. So your last book is The Tangled Ties. You published it in 2025. And can you tell us some more about the events and the characters from this last book of yours?
Yes, it it is a sequel to Gilded Lies.
Yes.
And it shows from a different angle.
Yes. Sometimes the connection is not the best, and half of your sentences cannot be heard. So this is a sequel.
So it is a sequel. It is a sequel to Gilded Lies, and it continues the story on one hand, and on another hand, it introduces also solutions to some mysteries that were revealed in the first part. And what this story is about, even when you establish a prosperous life in your new homeland, the secrets and shadows of the past would follow you and struck when you would not expect them at all.
That's very well said.
And this sequel goes deeper in the family's life, also showing the enlarging society gaps. Yes, the enlarging society gaps between even prosperous immigrant life and the wealthy, between new and old money.
Oh, yes.
But behind all this, love that keeps families together plays the dominant role.
I guess at the age you are writing about now, it is the First World War and the Second World War period.
No, Entangled Ties, it is actually from the end of the 19th century up to 1907.
Okay, so it is before the First World War.
The turn of the century and the first years.
Yeah, the last years of the Wild West.
Yes.
It's very interesting. Robert, thank you very much for telling these things to us, and please keep us updated about these.
I hope the third part of the trilogy.
Yes?
Yes, Gabor?
Yes, I missed the last sentence. Could you please repeat it? So you hope
there was a break in the connection a bit.
Yes.
I hope that the third part of the trilogy will take us from 1910 to the First World War.
Wow.
This is the plan.
That's a very interesting period, and people will enjoy it, I guess. And are these books available in Hungarian language too?
Yes, they are. The Hand We Are Dealt was published a year later in 2023 under the name Leosztott Lapok. The Gilded Lies a year later, so at the same time like the English. Aranyozott hazugságok is the Hungarian title, and Entangled Ties just last year came out together with the English original. Kötelékek hálójában.
Excellent. It's very important that these are available in Hungarian as well. Good. So I hope you go on writing, and you will write more. And focusing on
yes, I'm working.
Small people's life is an excellent way, I guess.
Yes. Hello?
Hello, I am here, Robert.
Okay. I just wanted to say that currently I am finishing my work in progress novel. I will not release more information at this point of time, but in a month or so it will be clear what kind of story this will be about.
Thank you very much, Robert. We are looking forward to it. And to the listeners, I would like to say that you can find the links to Robert's books under this podcast and on my page as well. And I would like to thank you sincerely, Robert, for your participation in the Hungarian History Podcast Movements episode. And please go on writing and spread Hungarian history and family history, because these are absolutely very important. The world should know more about these things, and your work is a service to the nation, I guess, and very enjoyable one. So thank you very much, Robert, that you accepted our invitation, and goodbye.
Thank you very much, Gabor, and I am honored that I could participate in this podcast, and I value highly your work, what you do for making Hungarian history understandable also for English speakers. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you. Goodbye, Robert. Thank you for listening to episode 30. It was the Hungarian History Podcast Movement. My thanks to Bordás Róbert. If this topic intrigued you, you can find links to his books in the show notes. If you liked the episode, leaving a rating or telling a fellow book lover helps more than you know. Until next time, I was Szántai Gábor. Goodbye, sziasztok, a viszonthallásra!